So I told you I'd be back. You all asked for it, and in the comments said you were looking forward to it. So I'm back with a fuller review of AFNAN's 9 PM Elixir. Stick around. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you really what's going on with this fragrance. All right. All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Kevin, and you are watching Smell Goods. I appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit as we run through, talk through, discuss more of the fragrances that I have in my collection, as we discuss the things that are on my fragrance journey and hopefully help you with your fragrance journey. A few days ago, I don't know when as far as this video related to that video, but a few days ago, I did a first impressions of 9 PM Elixir. It was something that I got in a recent fragrance haul. And so I want to make sure that, again, honoring the fact that you all watch. In fact, I recently hit 6,000, so appreciate each and every one of you that has subscribed and watched videos. We're probably going to do something as far as definitely when we get to that 3,500, but I appreciate crossing that milestone of 6,000. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, you all asked, and again, I want to honor what the community wants. And so you all asked for a first impression. We gave that. I told you there are some things going on with this fragrance that I didn't know lined up with what a lot of other people are saying. Again, everyone has their opinion. Fragrance is subjective, but I'm just going to give you kind of my thoughts, my take on it. So we kind of talked about 9 PM. Very nice fragrance, newer release from AFNAN. Came out a little earlier this year and is in that 9 PM line. Now, one of the things that we talked about was that it is supposed to be, as far as what many people are saying, what some people are saying, it is supposed to be a take on Jean Paul Gaultier's Elixir Absolute. Okay, Lamel Elixir Absolute. Now, I just so happen to have a carded sample of Lamel Elixir Absolute. Let it focus there. So I have that. So one of the things I thought was, this doesn't seem to match up, but now I've done a side by side. In fact, right now, let's just get this on skin here. Put that there. So this is the 9 PM by AFNAN, the Elixir. And then this is what some are saying that it should be his take on. And don't want to spray myself in the eye. All right. So as I mentioned, with the 9 PM Elixir, you definitely get the Jean Paul Gaultier DNA in the air, right? For me, there's this smell, there's this scent, there's this profile, there's this DNA that a number of the Jean Paul Gaultier fragrances just seem to have. It's kind of like their signature thing. You know how like Pharrell has that signature of like a 4 count, and maybe you didn't notice it, but he has a 4 count before like the beat really comes in on his music. That's kind of his signature. Same thing with JPG. I think there feels to be, like, for most of their fragrances, there's this signature that kind of is underlying in all of their fragrances, right? So you get the Jean Paul Gaultier DNA off the bat with the 9 PM Elixir. However, when I compare the two, these aren't really that close. Yes, the underlying DNA is there as far as what I would call that signature, but this is more sweeter. This is more spicier, right? The cardamom is what really comes out to play as far as the DNA, or the fragrance, I should say, for 9 PM. Here, the plum is what comes out to play, and what I first pick up, right? So I don't know that this was a take on the Elixir Absolute. In fact, let's just take a look at the notes, because once again, notes at least help to give us a clue to the story. Not saying that notes are everything, because there are some times where some things may give off similar to something that's completely different, right? But as far as 9 PM, up top, you've got cardamom, nutmeg, and elemi. Middle notes, you got pimento, leather, and lavender. And then base notes, you've got vanilla, patchouli, lavender, and rock rose, okay? Comparing that with the Elixir Absolute, you have plum, cinnamon, cardamom, and bergamot. Again, the plum is the star in the Elixir Absolute. Not saying that the cardamom is not completely there, but the plum is what really, you get that sweetness up top as far as what I get. The sweetness of that plus the freshness of, if you will, of the bergamot. Middle notes are lavender, divana, and artemisia. And then base notes are tonka bean, benzoin, musk mallow, or ambrette, patchouli, and lavender, right? So there's some overlap, but not enough where I would say that AFNAN is doing their take and they're doing their impression, if you will, of Le Male Elixir Absolute. I think that this is just their own inspired creation of what might be a John Paul Gaultier fragrance, right? If we look at what else is in the 9PM line, really the only thing that we could maybe say that this might be, if we're talking a flanker, is the OG 9PM, which was Ultra Male, right? I don't know, and I'm not ready to say that this is a twist on Ultra Male. I know I've seen that out there. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying I don't know that I can say that and say it like I honestly believe that. But it is a twist on Jean Paul Gaultier as far as the DNA. So this is a nice spicy version, a nice mature version, a nice version that just works well. Definitely fall and winter. Definitely feels more at home as far as just being a fragrance that I can wear and wear well. For me, 9PM is one that I would wear every now and then, but it's a little young, it's a little loud for me, right? Not saying that I've never worn it, because if I show you the bottle, there's a nice healthy dent in it. But it just is not something that I would wear all the time everywhere. If I were looking for something that would be kind of my fragrance throughout the fall or winter, if I really were trying to limit myself and this were on the table, this would be something that I might consider, because it is a fragrance that just seems to wear well. As far as performance, you're going to get about 8 hours on this. So I would say that's about a little above average, right? I would consider average to be about 6 hours. 8 hours is doing really well. And when I say 6 hours, that's about average for a number of fragrances, in my opinion. However, this, I was getting around 8 hours as far as off of skin. Off clothing, it goes beyond that. Off clothing, you're looking at 10, 11 hours as far as what I know I could pick up when it was still on my shirt versus on my skin. So it lasts very well. Scent bubble is a nice projection for about an hour to two. And then it does come in a little closer, so that scent bubble does begin to draw in a little. But as far as just even the scent trail of this leaves a decent scent trail, right? This is a fragrance that really, if you're not pick this up, this may be something, especially if you're into kind of that JPG kind of DNA, if you're into that smell, that style, what have you, and you're looking for a fragrance that you can rock during the fall and winter, this is one that you might want to at least put on your radar. This is one that I'm definitely digging. I'm definitely going to check out a little more and spend a little more time with and wear. It's going to be worn this fall, right? I have a nice rotation. I have a lot of stuff that I can wear at any given time, but this is one that I see myself reaching for. It is a fragrance that I definitely feel good about and feel like, yeah, this is something I could rock. Yeah, this again, but I just want to set a healthy expectation. If you're looking for a Le Male Elixir Absolute clone, this isn't it. And that's not saying that this is a bad take on it. It's just, I don't think this was their intent. Their intent was not to go after Elixir Absolute. I believe their intent was to really just make their own twist on that DNA and provide something that kind of fit within the 9PM line. That's my thought. All right. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know kind of what you're thinking, because if you spend time with this, let me know if I'm on point or if maybe I'm just completely wrong. My nose could be completely jacked up. It's possible. But let me know. If you're trying to check it out, if you want to check it out, I'm going to say this is blind buy worthy. This is not a fragrance that I think you'll be disappointed in. This is a fragrance that I think, especially those of you that watch this channel, kind of flow and vibe with kind of how I flow and vibe. I think this will be a good one, right? Yeah, that's it. Listen, video here. Check that out. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, request notifications, share, meet me in the comments. And then listen, see me next video, because I've got more content for you that you'll enjoy. All right. Peace.